The Broncos beat the Vikings 21-20. Russ was 27 of 35, 259, 1 touchdown. The Broncos almost let this thing slip away, kicked 5 field goals. Josh Dobbs of the Minnesota Vikings was 20 of 32, 221, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 1 fumble. What would you take away from tonight?
I mean, the takeaway from tonight was obviously Josh Dobbs did everything he possibly could to win the Vikings this game. On the other end, Russell Wilson played okay football. He played okay football in times like games like tonight. What Cortland Sutton did, having to save your quarterback. Yeah. I call it HBO. Help a brother out.
Yeah,
that's exactly what Cortland Sutton did multiple times. He did it last week against the Bills, and he did it again tonight and saved Russell Wilson a ball that he threw up that was basically covered. It was basically covered,
Yeah.
But he went up and said, I got this. I got you. He saved him.
And that's what a number one's supposed to do, Ocho.
Yeah.
In a situation like that, I've got to have confidence that I can put the ball up and it's either going to be a catch or it's going to be an incomplete. But under no circumstances can that be a turnover in that spot.
Right.
I'm trusting you, Cortland Sutton. I believe in you.
Yeah.
I believe you that you're better than the guy that I'm throwing this ball up against. So either one or two things need to happen. It's a touchdown or it's an incomplete.
Right.
The latter, an interception, cannot happen. And Cortland Sutton did a great job. Russell did a great job of putting the ball up, giving him an opportunity to make the play. But I thought Russell Wilson played really well given the circumstances. Now, you would like to see them get the ball into the end zone on some of those red zone possessions also, Ocho, because remember I told you, normally when you kick field goals, you lose ball games. Yeah. And they kicked 5 of them. But I thought that final drive, that was Russ. I was not pleased with the game plan that Sean Payton called in that final drive because if you think about it, Ocho, they were all check downs to Pete Ryan.
That's a good thing. But that's a good thing. They were all checked down because the defense, they played back. So that's the one thing you want to do is you want to check it down and get as many yards as you can and get out of bounds.
He did a great job of not forcing it. Right. But I thought Russ made some plays, did some great things with his legs. He took some sacks early. But at the end of the day, the reason why the Broncos won this game is because the turnovers. Yeah. The turnover, they won the turnover battle. They could have gotten more. Josh Dobbs put the ball on the ground a couple of times, but they were unable to come away with it. But they came away with the ones that they needed to. And like you said, in a situation like that, they said, we're going to bend. We're not going to break because you need a touchdown to beat us. We're going to give you something. But here's the thing. Once you start giving them momentum, they get first downs and first down. Now they're going to get into a rhythm. And before you know it, they're inside the 20. And now you're like, now what do we do? And there's over a minute left in the ball game.
Right.
The Broncos defense did a great job of taking the ball away. But you like to see them, like I said, Ocho, you like to see them cash some of those possessions and get touchdowns. And I don't think the game comes down to a final possession if they score a couple of touchdowns.
Yeah, where you put that pressure on your quarterback and your offensive coordinator have to go down and score with a minute left on the clock. But what I do like, and what I will say about the Broncos is obviously after a 1-4 rocky start, after a tumultuous turmoil relationship between Russell Wilson and Sean Payton, they've won the last 4 games.
Yes.
They've won the last 4 games. Russell Wilson, to this point right now, we're in week 10. Week 10, right? In week 10, Russell Wilson is sitting at 18 TDs and 4 interceptions on the season.
19
last
now,
year, 19 now. Last year, he only had 16 TDs total.
Yes.
Total. So
career low and everything.
Yeah, career low and everything. That maturation and relationship between Sean Payton and Russell Wilson is cooking to where it should be. They putting the seasoning on it. It ain't cooked all the way yet. They putting the seasoning on it, and as time progresses, I think we're gonna see something similar to what Drew Brees and Sean Payton had over in New Orleans. It ain't gonna get there just yet, but I think by towards the end of the season, they're gonna catch that momentum offensively. They're gonna gel together as coach and quarterback, and I think going into next year, we're gonna get to see the Russell Wilson we're used to seeing.
Yeah, I think Jerry Jeudy would love to have that opportunity back. Russ hit him in the arms, and he dropped that one.
Wait, did he drop it, or was it? Did the you don't think DB didn't get his hand on it? No,
he had it. I mean, it got what happened was the guy flashed him. You know how when somebody get right in front of your eye,
and you lose it for a split second.
That's all it takes. Right. And I think that's what really happened. But he played well up until that game. That's one he'd love to have back. The thing is that you don't have to worry about like what coulda, shoulda, woulda been if Jeudy catches that ball. Because Cortland Sutton jumps up and he saves the day. And that's what you expect. Like I said, if you're a true number one, the quarterback has to have confidence that he can put the ball up in most situations. And it's either going to be a catch or it's going to be an
down with it. One or the other. Yeah.
Yes. So congratulations to the Broncos. If I'm not mistaken, Ocho, I think they got 5-9. They got 12 turnovers in their last 3 games.
Yeah. You're playing crazy.
You'll win a lot of. Go ahead.
Yeah, so I was getting ready to piggyback off what you were going to say. When you're turning the ball over like that, obviously you want touchdowns out of those turnovers, but you're gonna win a lot of ball games when you're turning over the ball at the rate that they are, especially in the second. I consider the second half of the season, because the first half of the season, their defense it was atrocious.
Yeah,
it was horrible.
Gave up a 70 piece.
Horrible, and I'm not sure.
It could have been more.
Yeah, I'm not sure we're turned around in such a short amount of time, but they are playing great football defensively.
They are, but you know what, Ocho? I'm watching this game. Sean Payton's got to open this offense up. You can't keep running the ball on effing first down. I mean, now because you get back to the line, now it's 2nd and 10.
Right.
It's 2nd and 10. It's 2nd and 9. It's 2nd and 8.
I have a question. Do you think he has the confidence to put the ball in Russell Wilson's hand and say, "Here, take the game over. I'm gonna give the game to you and put it in your hands to win"? Or do you think you want to play conservative?
Well, he's playing conservative, but you've got a quarterback that you're heavily invested in. Right. I'm not saying that you throw the ball 50 yards down the field, but I'm saying you got to be. It's too generic. You know how hard it is when you run the ball on first down and you go back to the line of scrimmage and it's 2nd and 8, it's 2nd and 10, it's 2nd and 12. Because a lot of times they were getting trapped behind the line of scrimmage and they were either getting thrown for a loss or they were barely getting back to the line of scrimmage. And so now you're putting the onus. Now you need an extra 2 yards just to make the first down.
Right.
Me personally, I just think it's too tough to ask your offense time after time to overcome 2nd and 10, 2nd and 9. Let them get some 2nd and 4s. Let it be some 2nd and 3s in there.
Make it easy. Make it manageable.
Now I can really open up the playbook.
Right.
But when you're constantly fighting at the sticks or behind the sticks, man, Ocho, you know how hard it is to keep overcoming that throughout the entirety of the game.
Yeah, most definitely. There are only so many play calls that you have for 3rd and 8, 3rd and 12, 3rd and 15 when you get holding calls. Listen, that playbook shrinks significantly.
Yes.